Diabetes fruits to eat. 3 words that often seem like a contradiction, right? If you've ever been told that diabetics can't eat sweet fruits, that sugar is sugar no matter where it comes from, you're not alone. That message has caused fear, frustration, and unnecessary restriction for millions of people living with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance. But here's the truth. Not all sweet fruits are dangerous. In fact, some can actually help you lower blood sugar, improve insulin sensitivity, and even support your fight against high sugar symptoms, when chosen and combined correctly. So if you've been craving something naturally sweet but feel trapped by blood sugar numbers and food guilt, this video is for you. Because today I'm going to show you the top 5 sweet fruits that are safe for diabetics, the ones that taste amazing and work with your body instead of against it. These are real, whole, nutrient-rich fruits that won't spike your fasting blood sugar levels, won't mess with your glucose test results, and won't make you feel like you're constantly missing out. You'll learn why they're safe, how they affect blood sugar levels, how to combine them properly in a diabetic diet, and what mistakes to avoid if you want to stay on track and actually enjoy your food. Because that's the key. Managing diabetes isn't just about restriction, it's about strategy. It's about understanding the real impact of the foods you eat and how to build a diet that keeps you in control without making you feel punished. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever skipped fruit altogether, even though you wanted it, because you were scared of what it might do to your blood sugar? Have you stared at a banana or a slice of watermelon and thought, this might ruin my day? That kind of fear is exhausting, and it's often unnecessary. Because the right fruits, eaten in the right portions, paired with the right nutrients, can support diabetes management, help you fight cravings, and even improve symptoms of insulin resistance, diabetic neuropathy, and hypoglycemia over time. That's not a fantasy, that's science. Now, before we dive into the specific fruits, let's talk quickly about what makes a fruit safe or dangerous for people with diabetes. It's not just about the sugar content, it's about glycemic index and glycemic load fiber content, especially soluble fiber, water content and volume antioxidants and phytonutrients that support insulin sensitivity, and most importantly, how the fruit is paired with other foods in your meal. For example, an apple on its own will raise blood sugar faster than an apple eaten with a spoonful of almond butter. Why? Because fat, fiber, and protein all slow digestion, reduce glucose spikes, and help the body respond more gently to the sugars in the fruit. The goal isn't to avoid sweetness forever. The goal is to choose the right sweet, at the right time, in the right way. And the 5 fruits you're about to discover? They check every box. They're low glycemic, rich in fiber, and scientifically shown to support metabolic health when used correctly. Some of them even contain natural compounds that actively lower blood sugar and reduce oxidative stress in people with type 2 diabetes. I'm not just giving you a fruit list, I'm giving you a toolbox, a way to enjoy food again without fear, a way to feel satisfied, nourished, and in control. So in just a moment, we'll reveal the first sweet fruit that belongs on your plate, a fruit that's delicious, accessible, and incredibly gentle on your blood sugar, if you know how to use it. And then we'll build on that with 4 more. Each fruit will come with its glycemic impact. What studies show about its effect on blood sugar, how to eat it, and how not to, what it pairs best with in a diabetic diet meal plan. But before we begin, remember this. Fruit isn't the enemy. Confusion is. When you know the facts, when you understand how to work with your body, not against it, you get your power back. You stop guessing, you stop fearing, and you start enjoying your life again. So if you're ready to eat sweet fruits without guilt and without spiking your blood sugar, let's begin with fruit number 1. Let's start with the first sweet fruit on the list. And yes, it may surprise you. Fruit number 1, berries, especially blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. Berries are nature's blood sugar stabilizers. They're sweet, refreshing, and loaded with flavor. But unlike other sweet fruits, they're incredibly low on the glycemic index. In fact, a cup of fresh raspberries or strawberries has less than 10 grams of sugar, plus a powerful dose of fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Let's break that down. When you eat a bowl of berries, you're getting natural sweetness, but with it, you're also getting soluble fiber. That fiber slows down the digestion and absorption of sugars, preventing glucose spikes and helping your body maintain stable blood sugar levels. But it gets even better. Berries are rich in anthocyanins, the natural pigments that give them their deep red, blue, and purple colors. These compounds have been shown in multiple studies to improve insulin sensitivity, reduce oxidative stress in people with type 2 diabetes, lower postprandial glucose levels, the rise in blood sugar after a meal. In one study, participants who consumed berries daily had lower fasting blood sugar and improved markers of insulin resistance, even without changing the rest of their diet. And here's why they're so perfect for a diabetic meal plan. You can eat them alone, blend them into a blood sugar-friendly smoothie, or add them to meals that are naturally low glycemic, like Greek yogurt, chia pudding, or oatmeal made with unsweetened almond milk. Need a snack? A small bowl of berries with a few crushed walnuts or a spoon of unsweetened peanut butter creates the perfect balance. Low glycemic, high fiber, healthy fat, and satisfying. Want to boost the benefit even more? Add a pinch of cinnamon or a berberine supplement after your berry-based snack. You'll be giving your body even more tools to support blood sugar control and reduce insulin resistance symptoms naturally. And let's not forget, berries are delicious. They make you feel like you're not missing out, that you can enjoy sweetness, flavor, pleasure, without guilt, without consequences, and without blood sugar crashes. But we're just getting started. Let's move on to fruit number 2, apples. Yes, apples. Despite the myths, apples are one of the most blood sugar-friendly sweet fruits, especially when eaten correctly. An average medium apple contains about 4 grams of fiber, including pectin, a type of soluble fiber that's especially effective at slowing sugar absorption, improving gut microbiome balance, reducing insulin spikes, and promoting satiety, which helps with weight management, a major factor in type 2 diabetes and prediabetes treatment. But here's where most people go wrong. They eat apples peeled or drink them as juice, and that's where the damage starts. Apple juice is concentrated sugar without fiber. It causes immediate blood sugar spikes, increases insulin demand, and leaves you feeling hungry again within an hour. But a whole apple, skin included, eaten slowly, and paired with a bit of fat or protein, like almonds, sunflower seeds, or a boiled egg, becomes a metabolic powerhouse. And don't underestimate the antioxidant power of apples. They're rich in quercetin, a compound that helps lower inflammation, improve cardiovascular health, and protect against diabetic complications like retinopathy and nephropathy. In fact, a 2020 study published in Nutrition and Metabolism found that regular apple consumption was associated with lower HbA1c levels, reduced fasting blood sugar, and improved insulin sensitivity in adults with diabetes mellitus. Here's how to eat apples safely. Choose medium-sized apples, ideally organic, and eat them whole, no peeling. Eat them between meals or alongside healthy fats. Avoid pairing with refined carbs or sweetened foods. One of the best combinations? Slice an apple and pair it with almond butter and cinnamon. You'll feel satisfied, energized, and in control, all without the hypoglycemia roller coaster that processed snacks cause. You can also dice apples and toss them into diabetic-friendly salads with leafy greens, olive oil, feta cheese, and nuts. Or cook them gently with oats and chia for a fiber-rich breakfast that won't spike your blood sugar. Remember, apples are sweet, but they're slow sugar when eaten whole, in the right context, and in smart portions. And that's the key to enjoying fruit with diabetes. It's not about removing sweetness from your life. It's about understanding which kinds of sweet your body can handle, and how to combine them for balance and healing. Now, quick recap. Berries are low glycemic, fiber-rich, antioxidant-packed, and clinically shown to improve insulin resistance and blood sugar control. Apples, when eaten whole, support gut health, fight inflammation, and provide a steady release of sugar the body can manage without crashing. Both fruits are safe. Both are satisfying. Both can be eaten daily in the right way, and can even help with reversing prediabetes and managing type 2 diabetes symptoms. And the best part? They're easy to find, affordable, and don't require extreme diets or complicated rules. In the next section, we'll explore 2 more fruits that might surprise you. One of them often gets a bad reputation, but can be incredibly blood sugar friendly if used correctly. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because the third sweet fruit on our list might raise a few eyebrows. Fruit number 3, watermelon. Yes, really, watermelon. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't watermelon all sugar and water? Doesn't it spike blood sugar instantly? Isn't it on every bad list for diabetics? Here's where things get interesting. Watermelon has a high glycemic index, yes, but its glycemic load is very low, and that difference matters more than people realize. Let me explain. Glycemic index, GI, measures how quickly a food raises blood sugar, but it doesn't consider portion size. Glycemic load, GL, on the other hand, factors in how much sugar is actually in a normal serving. And that's the real key for blood sugar control. A typical serving of watermelon, about 1 cup diced, has only 11 grams of sugar and is made up of over 90% water. That means the sugar is diluted and absorbed more slowly than you'd expect when eaten in reasonable amounts. And here's the bonus. Watermelon is incredibly rich in L-citrulline, an amino acid that improves blood flow, supports heart health, and may reduce diabetic complications like hypertension and neuropathy. It also contains lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to better insulin sensitivity and lower inflammation in people with type 2 diabetes. But let's be real. Watermelon can spike your glucose if you eat a giant bowl of it by itself on an empty stomach. So here's how to enjoy it safely. Stick to 1 cup, eaten with a meal, not alone. Combine it with healthy fats or protein. A few almonds, a boiled egg, or a slice of cheese work perfectly. Avoid drinking it as juice. That removes the fiber and concentrates the sugar. If you do it right, you get to enjoy one of the most refreshing, hydrating, naturally sweet fruits on earth, without triggering a blood sugar crash. And for many people with prediabetes or insulin resistance, just knowing watermelon isn't off limits brings relief. It's about moderation, not fear. Now on to fruit number 4, kiwi. Kiwi is one of the most underrated fruits in the diabetic world. It's small, bright green, slightly tart, and packed with benefits for blood sugar stability and digestive health. First, let's talk numbers. 1 medium kiwi has just 8 to 9 grams of sugar and about 2 grams of fiber. But that fiber is mostly soluble, which means it slows digestion, reduces the glycemic impact, and supports fasting blood sugar regulation. But that's just the start. Kiwi is also high in vitamin C, which reduces oxidative stress and inflammation. A source of inositol, which improves insulin function and helps reverse insulin resistance. Rich in actinidin, an enzyme that aids digestion and may help reduce post-meal glucose spikes. In a 2021 clinical trial, people who added kiwi to their breakfast experienced lower postprandial glucose and fewer hypoglycemia symptoms throughout the day, even when paired with carbs. And here's what makes kiwi truly special. It promotes satiety without overloading the system. It's low calorie, low sugar, high fiber, and nutrient dense. Everything you want in a diabetic-friendly fruit. How to use it. Cut one in half and scoop it with a spoon, skin and all, if you want the full fiber benefit. Add it to a Greek yogurt bowl with chia seeds and a few walnuts. Mix it into a low glycemic smoothie with spinach, unsweetened almond milk, and a handful of berries. One of my favorite combinations for blood sugar control? Kiwi, plus chia pudding, plus cinnamon. An antioxidant-rich, digestion-friendly powerhouse that keeps your blood sugar stable and your cravings in check. Also, kiwi has been shown to support better sleep, which matters more than people realize. Poor sleep can worsen insulin resistance, raise cortisol levels, and lead to morning blood sugar spikes, a common struggle for many people with diabetes mellitus. Kiwi's natural serotonin precursors may help improve sleep quality, which in turn helps normalize fasting blood sugar. So to recap, watermelon, when eaten in small amounts with the right pairings, is hydrating, rich in antioxidants, and safe for most people with type 2 diabetes. Kiwi is a low-sugar, high-fiber, insulin-supporting fruit that improves digestion, reduces post-meal glucose, and even helps with sleep and inflammation. Neither of these fruits are off-limits. In fact, they may be exactly what your body needs, if used strategically and paired with other low glycemic index foods. And that's the whole point of this video. You don't need to give up fruit. You don't need to live in fear of flavor. You just need to know the truth behind the numbers and how to work with your body instead of against it. But we're not done. In the final section, we'll reveal one last fruit, one that's often misunderstood, but can be one of the most powerful tools in your diet if you're managing type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance. We'll also bring it all together with a simple action plan you can follow today. Let's finish strong. And now, we've saved one of the most powerful and misunderstood fruits for last. Fruit number 5, grapes. Wait, grapes? Yes. Grapes are often labeled as too sweet, too dangerous, or even forbidden for diabetics. But that's not the full story. Let me break it down. A half cup of red or green grapes has about 12 to 14 grams of sugar with a moderate glycemic index, but, and this is the key, it's packed with polyphenols, flavonoids, and a compound called resveratrol. Now, why does that matter? Because resveratrol has been shown in multiple studies to improve insulin sensitivity, reduce oxidative stress, and protect against diabetic complications like retinopathy, neuropathy, and even cardiovascular disease, all major concerns in people with diabetes type 2. In a 2020 meta-analysis, grape extract, particularly the skin, was linked to lower fasting blood sugar levels, reduced HbA1c, long-term blood glucose marker, enhanced cellular glucose uptake, less inflammation and lipid oxidation. Grapes also provide vitamin K, important for blood clotting and bone health, vitamin C, boosting immune support and lowering high sugar symptoms, soluble fiber, helping slow down carbohydrate absorption. But the trick, once again, is in the how and the how much. Here's how to eat grapes the smart way. Stick to 10-15 grapes per serving. Don't eat them straight from the bag. Count them. Always pair them with protein or fat, a boiled egg, Greek yogurt, a handful of almonds. Choose dark red or black grapes. They contain higher levels of resveratrol than green ones. And one final tip: freeze your grapes. Yes, freeze them. Then eat them slowly, like little icy treats. This helps prevent you from overeating and gives your brain time to register satiety. Now, let's bring this all together. You started this video probably wondering, can I even eat fruit if I have diabetes? And now you've discovered that yes, not only can you enjoy fruit, but it can actually help you manage your blood sugar, improve your insulin response, and bring joy back to your meals. Let's recap. Blueberries, antioxidant-rich, low glycemic, brain-boosting, and anti-inflammatory apples, full of pectin and fiber, supporting insulin regulation and digestion. Watermelon, hydrating, antioxidant-packed, and blood vessel-friendly, when eaten smart. Kiwi, low sugar, digestive support, and insulin-sensitizing grapes, rich in resveratrol, immune-boosting, and protective against complications. Each fruit has its place in a well-structured diabetic diet meal plan if eaten in proper portions and combinations. Because this isn't just about avoiding spikes. It's about nourishing your body, enjoying your food, and finding a way of eating that supports long-term blood sugar stability. without feeling deprived or scared every time you look at a piece of fruit. So here's what I want you to do. Start by choosing one of these fruits to add to your next meal. Eat it with intention, paired with protein or fat. And observe how your body responds. Notice how your blood sugar levels behave, how your energy feels, and how your cravings change. Because real health doesn't come from fear. It comes from knowledge, testing, and listening to your body. And if this video gave you even one piece of clarity, or one fruit you now feel safe eating, I want you to take the next step. Check the description below. We've included something powerful, a resource used by thousands of people managing type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance to take control of their fasting blood sugar naturally. It's simple, it's practical, and it might change the way you think about diabetes forever. And don't forget, like this video, leave a comment with your favorite fruit, and subscribe to the channel, because we're just getting started, and you deserve to feel informed, empowered, and in control of your health every single day. You're not alone in this, and with the right tools, you don't have to feel lost, confused, or restricted anymore. Let's keep going, together.